All right. So now we're gonna do the warm up for a practice for sport. Sport that I chose is basketball, just because it's what I've been working with. It's kind of what I want to do, strength and conditioning wise. So to begin, I made this warm up to simulate being able to get out onto the court before practice or before a game. Every one of these is to either to half court or to half court and back. There's no set reps. There's just a distance, which is let's see, 49 feet, no, 47 feet. So let's see, the first one, this is just to half court. It's going to be a knee hug, world's greatest. So in this, you're going to start off on either leg, hug the knee, and get down into a lunge. So now we're going to touch our hands to the ground, drop our hips a little bit, and then whenever we come up, we're going to raise up and stretch out that front hamstring a little bit. Then we'll step into the next one from there. All right, so that's the first one. All right, so foot hug, lateral lunge. Start on either side again. This is going to be coming back from half court. So we grab the leg, hug it up. All right. And then we just shift our hips from side to side, stretching the inside portion of the hamstring. Then you would pivot, grab the other leg, and do the same until you get back to the baseline. All right, so bow. This is just another hamstring, just kind of a hamstring lengthener. So you put one foot out in front, hinge at the hips. Hinge at the hips and then sweep your arms through. Goal by the end is to touch the ground. You want to get a little bit lower every time. It's just something to lengthen the hamstring, since that's a big use in basketball. So now we have the external rotation march. This will be coming back from half court to the baseline. So hands behind the head, standing straight up. Then you just pull your knee up to 90. And abduct it. Then you take a step back, do the same thing. All the way back to the baseline. All right, so now we've gotten through that. Now we're gonna start getting them moving a little bit with little high knees and butt kicks. So you basically go high knees to the free throw line, and then butt kicks all the way through to half court. So high knees is just going to be your normal, starting off upright. You're just driving your knees to your chest. And then the butt kicks, basically just trying to lengthen the quads a little bit, just dynamically. You're just trying to touch the back of your ankles to your butt. Again, there's no set sets. You're just getting through. Try to get in as many as you can between baseline and half court. Okay, so now we got karaoke. So for this one, it's kind of tough to explain. We're gonna start off facing the baseline. So we're going, you push off top leg. The leg that you want to go forward should go over. You want to internally rotate the hip, try to get the knee and hip at 90. And then you want to swing that bottom leg underneath, top leg underneath, go over, and just repeat. And then to keep the directions the same, you would just have them start facing the same way, go from the half court line all the way back to the baseline, facing the same way, just pushing off opposite legs. So the major things in that is just speed and actually driving the hip, driving the leg through. Okay, so now we've got defensive slide with a pivot at half court. So you're trying to get them in the same stance that they would defend somebody with. You're just trying to get them to slide. And as they get to half court, reverse pivot. Or as they get to the free throw line, you would have them pivot. Let's see, then they would do the same thing coming back. They would just face the same way that they ended. So they're pushing off the same leg the same amount of times. Next is the two that are our guys' absolute favorite. So just Frankenstein's. This is another way of just kind of loosening up the hamstrings a little bit. So you're just taking your leg, swinging it back a tiny bit, and using that counter movement to propel it forward. Just trying to loosen up the hamstrings, loosen up the calves, loosen up the low back. For this, we always do heels up, just so they're driving through it. Done like heel down variations and other athletes, so we do those with baseball guys. But for this, heels up because they're already warm. There's no real super physiological risk of tearing anything because usually they do not go past where they feel comfortable. So that would be two half court. And now we're going T-walks. So this is, I basically equate it to a single leg RDL. It's where you're going through, balancing on one leg. It's more of a dynamic movement than an RDL, but you're balancing on one leg, kicking a leg up. You're basically turning your body into a T, trying to touch the ground. So they'll go through and go through from the half court line to the baseline again. So now the external rotation skip. It's the same thing as the march. It's just done in a more rhythmic fashion. So this one, your hands can either be on your head or to your side. We're basically just looking for them to get moving, like prepping the calves, trying to keep them on the balls of their toes, just trying to keep them or start them to move. So we're going through. Yeah, they're usually synchronized with this, so they'll start off and they'll give a count. They'll do a small rotation, the first one, and then a big rotation, and then they'll change directions. Let's see, and now it's basically just a sprint to kind of prep them for running fast. So we got 75 basically to the 75% of their perceived 100% of the day, down to the baseline and back, or to the half court line and back, and then followed by 90% baseline and or free throw line, not free throw line, half court line and back. Now we've got a sprint back pedal. So basically, they're going to sprint to half court. It's close to 100% as they can give at the moment. And then backpedal at 100% back. So, demonstrate real quick. The last thing we have is defensive slide to sprints. So the defensive slide is the same thing from the previous, where they're just getting into a stance that they're going to defend somebody. We just have them slide all the way to half court. Plant, turn, sprint back to the baseline. It's done both ways. They do the facing the bench first, and then facing away next. And that's it.